Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Saturday, July 3rd. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. It has been a freaking month since my last video. We are doing good. We have been busy. What's new? Let's see what has gone on. Last time I talked to y'all, we were getting ready the girls and I, to go to Houston for Addison's appointments to try on wedding dresses. That was on a Friday. Before we left, well, on Thursday evening, Addison had gone to dinner before work meeting and tripped on her way to the car. And on Friday morning, when she got up, her ankle was really pretty swollen. So we sent her to the doctor. They did x-rays, nothing was broken, but she sprained it really bad, and they had to put her in a boot. So that took up a lot of our time on Friday, so we didn't leave in time to really do the garage sale thing like we were going to do, which is fine. You know, things happen, life is life. We headed to Houston. She had 5 appointments scheduled, 3 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, in all parts of the city. I went through a whole tank of gas just driving around to those appointments. Because of traffic situations, we found ourselves in lots of different situations. It was a complete learning experience, especially for my kids. I lived in Houston for a long time, so I was aware of stuff. They've been pretty sheltered out here. So, let's see, we drove through a neighborhood that I would not want to have been in at night. I'm pretty sure at the little convenience store that we went past that had the crackhead lady outside yelling at everybody in the parking lot and anyone who drove by. Dax is mowing. I'm sorry if you can hear it. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that drug deals and prostitution arrangements were being made in the parking lot there. The neighborhood is kind of known for that. We did get detained at one point by a funeral that was going on, and it was a sight to behold, let me tell you. I had no idea there was such thing as a pimped out hearse, but I'm here to tell you right now, there absolutely is. And some of the cars that were in the funeral procession, they reminded me, we used to go to Autorama in Houston, which is a giant car show and competition, and it reminded me of some of the cars that they enter in there. There is a category for that. There's a category for lowriders, but it reminded me of some of that kind of just over the top, just every accessory. Some of them hang little chandeliers from the light fixture at the top, but I always love looking at those. But it was a sight to see anyway. But we went to lots of places and did not find a wedding dress. She didn't find anything that she was interested in. We came back on Sunday night. On Monday morning, took Wyatt to get his wisdom teeth removed. He has healed up great, but he's no fun under anesthesia. He's just quiet. I'm even less fun than that under anesthesia because I just want to sleep. So Dax and Addison both are very vocal and silly. So I guess Wyatt gets it a little more from me. Let's see what else. The next weekend we went shopping in Austin for a wedding dress, and she did find her dress there. In Houston, she found a couple of dresses where she's like, if I could take the top off of this one and put it with the bottom on this one, it would be the perfect dress. She couldn't have been more wrong, because the dress that she chose is not like anything that she had tried on before. She even told the, what do they call them, the stylist, I don't know, the lady that was helping her. She said, I'm sure I'm not going to like this. It's not anything like I've wanted to look at, but I just want to try it on. And I could tell as soon as she walked out of the dressing room, it's like, this is it. Her face was, she was beaming, she was giddy. And because it was not like anything else, Kirsten was saying, it's a beautiful dress, but I don't think it's your dress. And I told Kirsten, look at her face. And she's like, okay, it's her dress. Absolutely. So that is awesome. The dress has been ordered. I think in a couple of weeks, they should have a better delivery date idea for her. Then Dax drove to Austin and picked me up, and we went to meet some friends for drinks. And remember I told you Addison sprained her ankle? Well, we used to tease Addison that her first words were, I'm okay. I don't know if I told you that or not, because I've tried to record this several times. Anyway, I teased her that she had on like the safest shoe out there. She was wearing tennis shoes. You know, how did you do that? Well, Saturday when we were at this distillery with the friends, I went to go to the bathroom. And the bathroom is down a hall, but there's a step of about this big. I'm sure you know where this is going, to get down the hall. Well, I had on flip-flops. My toe hit that ledge, and I was down for the count. I'm talking, this is the stuff they put in the movies. I know my arms were flailing. There was no stopping it. It had to have been a sight to behold. Fortunately, the hallway is dark, and I don't think nobody was around right there, and I don't think anybody saw me from outside. I asked Dax, and he said he's like, you fell? The best part is, I fell right in front of the giant watch your step sign. And I didn't just twist my ankle. It's been 2 weeks. My ankle is still swollen. The swelling has not completely gone away. The bruising has. I had a bruise about that big on my knee, right under my kneecap, and I scraped the skin off of this elbow, which is on the opposite side of everything else. I did a good job. I was picking on Addison about it, and so the Lord kicked me in the butt. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to tease her anymore about the fact that she's clumsy. Maybe this too comes from me. Let's see, what else has gone on? I think also, was it right after we got back? Kirsten had jury summons and got picked to do jury duty, so she had that going on. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Oh, I know one day earlier this week, I had gone to pick up my order at Target and got back to the office to get Dax, and there's a water retention, I want to say pond, but it's not a pond. There's nothing there. It's just a place for the water to drain to if we get a lot of rain or anything. That's the city's answer to all of the building and drainage of the water not being taken into account. So things were getting flooded. And so now any new construction has to have one of these retention ponds. I'm going to call it that, even though it's not a pond. He was standing by that when I got back to the office, and so I stopped and rolled the window down, and I was like, what are you doing? And he moved out of the way, and there was a mama and 5 baby skunks down in the pond. apparently they were walking along it when he went to get the mail. I think they got rained out of their den. We'd had a lot of rain. And so there was water in one end of the pond. And the babies, he said that the babies were walking along the edge and they were just, plop, plop. They kept falling in. And so the mom went in after them. But it's like the walls on this thing are like 4 feet. I mean, it's deep. And so she couldn't get back out, except for there is a big pipe that goes out, a drainage pipe that goes out for it to get washed away eventually. But there is rocks and stuff around that hole, the pipe, the drainage pipe, to keep trash from getting in there. But there was water in it. So she wouldn't go down there and she wouldn't take the babies down there. So we spent like 2 hours trying to get them out of there. What it boiled down to is Dax taped a dustpan to the end of a long thing, like you use for changing light bulbs. And he was able to get the babies out. The mom went down another drainage pipe and she just got far enough away to stay unreachable. But he got the babies out and up onto the ground, except for then they started going everywhere. And so I had a box and I put a can of tuna in it where the mom came and ate some, but she wouldn't let us catch her because, we were trying not to get sprayed. But finally, I just picked the babies up and put them in there. They're still pretty young, so I don't think they were old enough to spray yet. But regardless, some of it got on, like, the dustpan has been washed, and it has been for days sitting in the sun in front of the office, because when I took it in to wash it, it stunk up the whole office anyway. So we did save the little babies. I took them over to where their den is, and they all went back in, and I left the tuna close to there so that mom would come back. So it is always an adventure if you hang out with the Verleys. So anyway, there was stitching. But even more before we get to the stitching, we have to get to this. This one. I appreciate everyone's input. I weighed it all carefully. At the moment, I am pulling this one out of my whips. I am UFOing it, but I'm not getting rid of it. I'm putting it in with kitted things, and I will come back to it later. Because I really want it. I really want to do it. So first I have to get over my dislike of it at the moment. And I'm going to take some of the advice into account when I get ready to come back to it. But I went back and looked when I went to put this, to show this, to mark it off my whips, and mark it as a UFO. I started this in 2017. I don't think I've got 100 stitches in it. That should have told me how many years ago that this one, it's not its time. So that one I'm pulling out of, and it was on my list of 20. So now I have a list of 19. I'm not going to add another one because we're already in July. We're already in July. So anyway, like I said, I do appreciate the comments, and I took it all into consideration, and I don't want to get rid of it. I do want the finished piece. So we're going to let me just get over it a little bit. Okay, stitching. I worked on this one from Tilton Crafts. This was a gift to me from Dawn at Frosty X Stitch. She couldn't bear to only see me stitching on Mystic Stitch. So here's one with more colors in it. I'm doing it on a really, really tiny count of fabric. So there is more stitching there than it looks like. But what I did this last night, I was working on it, but then I got really sleepy, so but I just came in and did this. It at least has color. Dawn wanted me to have something with color, and it says welcome. She gets me. Okay, I worked on this one too. This is on my list of 19. And as always, yeah, looks great, Taryn. Can't even tell. This time I worked on some of this where the tree is. What this comes with is black for the tree, for the wood part of the tree. I have replaced the black with brown. I'm not having a black tree. I make plants look that way anyway. So, where else did I work? I think I worked around like in here. I don't actually know. But I did work on it. I worked on this one. It's from a bunch of free patterns. And I tried once before to find them again. And when I tried to get through, they're on my Pinterest cross stitch board, and which I have my board private because like this didn't come off the board. There was just the picture, but I mean, I went and found it and have all the other stuff. So, but I keep my board private because I don't want people to not go and try to find the original source. But the original source is gone now. I did go back, I showed this once before, and I did go back and try to find it, and I couldn't. There were people that were interested, so I just made copies and sent them. But here is where mine is. I added on the hat here this time and some of the vine. I didn't pay attention because I'm just doing this on like an Aida. I don't know what kind. I should have done it over two on an even weave because a lot of this stuff comes where like on the Aida I would have to go in between the holes, you know, and split it. And I'm not doing that. So I'm really kind of having to play it by ear on the vine because that's where a lot of that comes in. And like I said, I'm just kind of doing close where it's like, okay, we're going to skip that curve because it won't fit. But anyway, out of this book, I think last time I said that it was from Sherry Frost. It's from Sherry Smith. Her mother was Ethel Frost. She sent me a whole bunch of goodies, and this was one of the things that was in there. I've got quite a few things. Some of them started. Some of them are waiting to be kitted up. So she sent me all kinds of stuff that's going to get worked on. I'm working on this one. I am low on Valentine anything. So that's one of the reasons. And here we are. Last time I had this heart and one of these leaves. So, and I think maybe these leaves. So I've put in these down here, the heart up here, and the flower. I think it's pretty cute. I like the way the different colors kind of make the heart stand out. I worked on this Dimensions kit. See how things, see what happens when things live with me for a long time. Now you know what, Dax probably feels frazzled like that too. This is Abigail's stocking. For her 25th birthday. this is on my list of 19. So anyway, right here is the bottom of the first page. So I have a little bit of the stripes to do down the edge still on the first page, but this stitching here gets me into the second page. There's only 2 pages. So this gets me down into the next section. This time I finished up all of this little snow girl and did all of the back stitching for, I think there might be some missing on this one that I still need to do, but we're getting there. I feel like it's finally looking like something. Now, don't get me wrong, it is on my list for this year, but I'm right here. There's a lot left to be done, especially at my pace. From Imaginating Ink, this is Fall Welcome. This is the one that I started new this year because I had done like all of this and was starting to realize that I think I had gotten up to like right here and was thinking this isn't going to fit, and realized, so I came up with this and discovered it was absolutely not going to fit. I don't know what I was thinking when I measured the fabric. Obviously I wasn't. But, so I started this one over at the beginning of the year. It's also on my list of 19. I think I just said that anyway. But since the last time I know I've worked on this, I think that's all that I've worked on is this. Some days I just did not have much time for anything. So I come out and I stitch as fast as I can, as much as I can, which isn't much. So this next one came out of this book. Happy Holidays, Every Bunny. It has this little bunny with antlers for all of the different holidays. I am actually using him to do the Easter one. I know, go figure, right? So here we are. This time I filled in, mostly that's all I did was fill in. I think I finished the antler, maybe, I don't know. I don't have a lot of Easter stuff going either. The heart in that one, when I spin on my little wheels for like Valentine's Day as an option and Easter's an option, that's why those got pulled out, because that's what I spun was the holiday. I'm going to have to come up with some more. I worked on this one. This one was a little kit. It's not on perforated paper. It's kind of, it's plastic, but it's not like plastic canvas. It's not that big. So anyway, this one's just coming along. That's all I got to say. This time I filled in the tree, and I came and did the bricks around here. So I'm getting kind of excited. There are some of these that I just really want to work on, but that one's not on my list. Which, my list is presenting problems because I want to work on other stuff. But I also know, beyond all shadow of a doubt, that I would just finish all the little things and then I would still be stuck with the big things, which is why most everything in my list is big things. So, I worked on this one, Joy, and I finished up the O and started the Y. I guess I could move that out of the way if it makes any difference. So there you go. That one should go faster than it's going, but like I said, some days I haven't had a lot of time to stitch. Mystic Stitch, Solitude. This is the one that Dawn felt like I needed more color, so that's why she got the other one. I do need more color in my life. Here we are. I really don't know. I know I was supposed to be putting if I would just do 75 stitches a week, I could get this. My goal for this one, this on my list of 19, is to finish this page and then do this partial page. It's only like this wide, going down on the side. I only need to do 75 stitches a week, and I can't manage that because I get sidetracked and I get bored. And full coverage like that is so confetti heavy, and it takes so many thread changes, and they take so much time, and so I work with very little progress. Last time I told you I was going to show you what Dax got me for Mother's Day. I told you he got me cups with lids so that I would not keep spilling coffee on myself every morning. And these are custom, obviously. This lady that Addison knows does these. I mean, seriously, how cute is all of that? Right? Are you looking at that, Melanie? And then I got two. This one. The first, Dax and I met because I asked him to dance. And the first song that we danced to, we had played at our wedding. And so when he and Addison were designing these cups, because Addison has the cup lady, when they were designing these, they put some of the words from the song on there and then our wedding picture. And when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, look at those babies. I was no baby, y'all. I was 29 when we got married. Those aren't babies. But that's what I got. And this lady customizes these cups. She only charges $20 for them. So if you need custom cups, I'll have Addison hook you up. I don't know how Addison does it. She finds somebody for everything. She's got a connection for everything. Anyway, back to stitching. I worked on, this is Summer. It's the collaboration between Priscilla and Hands-On Design. Is that right? I could be totally making it up, and I guess I could look it up. I think they sell this on its own now. Mine is out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine from June 2020. I'm looking to see if it says on here. Let's see. Priscilla and, yeah, Kathy Haberman, Hands-On Design. Anyway, I am not speeding through this at all, but I think this one is, no, I was going to say I think this one gets me to the bottom, but it doesn't because part of the M swirls. So I think the bottom's really going to be about right here. But I had to unstitch a lot of things. What do we call that? Reverse stitch. I had to reverse stitch some things. So you know how that goes. That winds up to be a lot of work and not a lot of progress. I worked on this Flip It by Lizzie Kate for June. And I finished it. Hers has a little gold bead charm that goes here and then a border around, but I thought about putting a bead button on there, but I don't know. And I'm not going to do the border. I'm going to finish it in the pillow. So, whatever. That's what I think. So as far as I'm concerned, it's finished. And I actually finished it in June. Now, did I FFO it in June? No. Did it get to be out in June? Certainly not. Is there a higher than normal probability that it will not be finished by next year in June? Absolutely. Absolutely. I worked on Wyatt's stocking. This is like career stuff. You could use a whole career if you were doing this for a living. This is on my list of 19. Maybe taking one off my list will help. I don't know. I finished filling in. There was some stuff on his belt that I had missed filling in. And then I have come down. This is my line where underneath that should be correct. So, I've come down here and started the cuff on his sleeve. That is right here. This one is another one that, because I've messed up in here, and I've even been trying to figure out, I think I messed up by leaving out a column and a row. I mean, I messed up this way and I messed up this way. So this right here is very important. But then I open it and I'm like, there better be enough room for this to come around and make a stocking, because I'm going to be quite angry. I guess if not, then I could just sew it like this and he could have a tube sock stocking. Maybe we should do that anyway. That would save me a lot of stitching. Anyway, I think it's beautiful. I do think it is lovely, but for me it's the dark fabric. It is an 18 count, and as dimension kits go, the 2 threads, 3 threads, 4 threads, full cross, half cross makes it really, really slow. But that's okay. We are going to keep trucking along. Eventually, it'll get done, right? I've worked on my Brooks books, which is another on my list. It's only taken me about 3 years to get these done, so why shouldn't I think I can get the next 15 done by the end of this year? So here we are. I finished this one. I'm going to put, there's like stitching that goes here, but I'm going to put something else here. I think a little button. I did her needles. You probably can't see them very well. I did it in silver, Satan's pubic hair that Colbin sent me. So there you go, Colbin. Once again, you're a part of my stitching. So I got that one finished. I'm thrilled. At the beginning of the year, I think there was like the number 10 and an ear or something like that. So in 6 months, I've managed to get one finished that was already started. So I don't know. I'm thinking in the next 6 months, the next 15 shouldn't be a problem. Right? Isn't that how it works? And oh my God, I think that's everything. That's everything that I stitched on. Hooray! Let's see. I counted up, well, with the stitch from Stash that I'm just doing on my own. I'm not keeping track in the group, and I'm doing it for the whole year. I didn't end in June like the group does. I think they still do that. I ended June with $86.22 to the positive. So, I'm not going to complain. Really, I should take that money and set it aside and go on a big shopping spree at the end of the year and spend whatever's left, right? Whatever my budget says, I should just get to go crazy. I counted up, I have 92 whips, and I wrote it down, 19 finishes so far this year. So I don't remember if I actually topped 100 whips or not. I don't know. I want to say I had 104 at the beginning of the year, but I can go back and look, and I'm not going to, so I guess it doesn't matter. I only got one thing in the mail. Abigail has this. I bought off of eBay. Let's see. I was looking to see if I can says it was designed by Carol Scott Hidgley. I was looking to see what magazine it's out of. They whited out on here where it says what magazine. I guess so I couldn't go buy the magazine. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's so you can't tell what magazine it is. Anyway, Abigail has this absurd fear of moose. Or as my dad said, the plural is meese, right? If the plural of goose is geese, then the plural of moose is meese. Anyway, she has this abnormal fear. It doesn't come from being around them and being scared by them. It comes from having a dream where a moose came charging into the house through the windows or something. And she's hated them since she was little bitty and had this dream. So, being the good parents that we are, we like to tease her about that. Which you'd think I'd learn from what I just said with Addison. But I bought this one. It says not even a moose. It says not a creature was stirring, not even a moose. So how cute is that, right? Got to do that. What else? What else? I bought some fabrics. Not like cross-stitch fabric. Like I go into places and just buy fabric that I don't need. I bought all of these little scraps. When we were going to Houston, there was a 90-mile garage sale, but because we had to send Addison to the doctor and all of that, we got a late start and only went into a few places in Seguin, which I will be back. But these are, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what's in there. Great for finishing little pillows, right? So I got all that. And then I went into Hobby Lobby and got to get these little leftovers. But look how nice that is. I mean, come on. That's good. That's good. And then I was in Michael's and they had some stuff on sale. Clearance, clearance. I bought these are 10-inch squares, but there's just all kinds of blue checks of all sorts. And then this one is all like summery fruits and stuff. So that's pretty cute. And then I bought this one. It's kind of like a crushed velvet. And the reason that I got this is because it'll be great for backs on little pillows, big pillows. It'll be good for Christmas or Valentine's Day, the red that it is. And if you don't know, you can use stamps and an iron. If you put the stamp and then you press from behind, from the back, you lay the fabric on the stamp. You can't put an iron on there very long, and it has to be not too hot or it will melt this stuff. But you just press it on there. It indents the velvet. For actual velvet, it will absolutely indent it so that it stays in there, that design. So I got this to play with, to do some of that. I've done it before. I had some dark blue, a real kind of a jewel tone blue, I guess, that I did that with some snowflakes on. Who knows where it is at the moment, but anyway. And then at Michael's, I think this fabric was part of what they had on clearance. But how cute is that? Right? $3, it's a yard. Little bees, honey jars. So I had to have that. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. I don't know. And since I was at my mom's house, I decided, you know what? And my mom's cedar chest is my first cross-stitch piece I ever made. I was in 4-H. This was for a competition. One of them I did not do animals in 4-H. I did cooking and sewing and other household kind of thing, competitions. And this one was called Ready to Wear or Ready Made or something like that. Where you bought something that was already made, but you had to embellish it yourself. I'm kind of, in case y'all didn't know, I'm a little bit of a smart aleck. I don't know if I've told y'all before, one year I competed in evening wear and everyone, you know, made lovely long dresses. I made pajamas. Little flannel pajamas with pants in the top. It had a sleeping cap. The other people were not happy with my sarcasm. But I still got a blue ribbon because it did fit the all the parameters of that section. Anyway, this is the first thing I ever cross-stitched. It is an apron. As you can see, the apron was what was ready-made. I cross-stitched this piece on the front and attached it with little tiny baby rickrack. So I feel like there was supposed that there, I have no idea where this pattern is. A friend of my mom's taught me how to stitch. I'm sure this was her pattern, her thread, her fabric. That would be my guess, all of it. So, but I feel like there should have been some, like there's the little flower right there, that there should have been some back stitching in some of this. It says, all the fine compliments, all the good wishes will never replace help with the dishes. So, there you go. That was my first cross stitch ever. And I can't really tell you. I have no idea how I did. Well, I'm telling this story and nobody else knows how I did either. I'm pretty sure I was the grand champion and I got accolades and was the, held the key to the city for that whole year because of what a wonderful job I did here. I'm sure of it. Okay, one more thing and then I'll let you be on your way. I have an FFO and I hope you're sitting down. I tried something new. I watching other people, I decided, hey, I know what that'll work with. I can do that. And I'm going to add to it. I'm not quite thrilled, but I've got to figure out what I want to do. But I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I watched one of Vanna's tutorials, and Vanna is such a saint. I have wondered, what is Vanna's flaw? There's got to be something, right? Well, I've discovered it. I know what it is. I watched her tutorial and I, tried to follow the directions as best I could. Vanna's flaw is Vanna makes it look easy. And this stuff isn't. It's completely unfair. Anyway, I took my Christmas gentleman and made a drum. And the reason I'm not happy with it, yeah, you can see like this isn't straight, but I can live with that. You can see where I've got it pulled really tight and everything along the top. And I don't, because I have it pulled so tight, I have this, like, it does not mash in. I have this puppy stuffed. I want to put some lace or something around here. I want it to be something very subtle because I don't want it to take away from the stitching. But I used the same fabric on the top and bottom. You can tell where my circles are on the top, like one end's right there, to make it domed a little bit. I probably should have put another piece just over all of it to do it. Things I didn't do, like Vonna said. This and the piece underneath here are little round pieces of wood. Because when I got this together and was measuring it, I really didn't want to cut this out. I didn't want to have to cut a circle out. The little piece of wood was just a smidge too small. So when I put batting on, even down here, it's not true, it's not batting. I used fleece from a fleece blanket that got stained, and instead of throwing it away, I cut it up and use it. So it's got fleece, and I made the fleece bigger than the piece of wood, and I cut out, little triangles. I glued it on here, cut out little triangles, and folded it over and glued it on the top side of the wood. But that little extra bit that the fleece added made it the perfect size. And I did the same thing here, and then I cut out the different circles for the fleece. I probably should have put another piece to make it smoother on top. But regardless, like I said, I am so happy. I got something out of my box of shame. Yay me! So anyway, these are a lot of work. Like I said, Vonna makes it look easy. Don't be fooled. Have you ever known anyone who seems more saintly than Vonna? I swear. So anyway, I'm thrilled with this. I am so happy I can't even tell you. So that's it. I think that does it for me. I think that's all.